Welcome back. And welcome to all those of you who are new to the channel. We are letting the Astro Dice pick the sign and what energies are being read. So, without further ado, we'll get right into it. Spirit, please, what signs, energies are we reading today? Virgo. We got Virgo. All right, so Virgo, sun, moon, rising, other significant placements, as well as whatever house Virgo rules for you. Okay, whatever house Virgo rules, that means it starts the house or it's intercepted in the house. It's going to be pertaining to that particular area of your life. If you have woundings in there, like South Node, Chiron, whatever, like, be aware, okay, that this is going to be tuning into some stuff for you. And likewise, if you have positive blessings in there. So take it as it resonates, however it resonates. Do not get hung up on genders. I could say he or she, you know, masculine, feminine, whatever. And it could definitely be pertaining to the self and your own inner aspects. And roles can be reversed. You know, if you're, you know, cross watching, I could be talking about someone that you're dealing with and not you in particular. All right, because they got Virgo in their chart too, somewhere. All right. Everybody does. Right now, Virgo in the cosmos is dealing with Ceres. And Ceres is aspecting the nodes and Chiron. Present day, right? Know that all of my messages are timeless, and so if this message is catching you in divine time, chances are that somewhere on the spiral of things, this energy is reaching you. So I'm using my Shadowscapes Tarot. I was guided to that, and I'm using my Nicole Tarot. Okay. Virgo. Mind you, your polar sign is Pisces, and Jupiter and Neptune are going off in Pisces right now, along with Juno, Estrella, and White Moon, Selene. So you have quite some big energies opposing the house of Virgo right now. All right, so keep it all in mind. Oppositions are here to help you integrate. So, what is going on, Spirit? What are we talking about for our Virgos? Virgo energy, Virgo placements, Virgo houses. What is going on with Virgo? What is going on with Virgo? We've got the Two of Cups, the Five of Wands, the Lovers, the Ten of Cups, the Seven of Wands, and Death. Well, all right then. Bottom of the deck is the Page of Pentacles. Top of the deck is the Seven of Cups. Let's get some clarities on those, because I feel like that's a story and it's got details. How could it not have details that I would need to be paying attention to with Virgo energy? Oh, Spirit. Let's clarify clarify these for Virgo, please. What's interesting is the page is the only court card. Clarify the Two of Cups, the Five of Wands, the Lovers, the Ten of Cups, the Seven of Wands, and the Death card for me, please. Spirit, for this Virgo energy. Six of Cups, clarifying the Two of Cups. The Hermit, clarifying the Five of Wands. The Seven of Swords, clarifying the Lovers. The Ten of Coins, clarifying the Ten of Cups. Well, give me two more. The Lovers is clarifying the Seven of Wands. And the Wheel of Fortune is clarifying Death. Two major arcana. We've got the Eight of Coins on the bottom and the Nine of Cups on top. All right, you know what else, Virgo? Let's pull some overall energy alignments. This deck, by the way, is now available in my Etsy shop as of today. So if you would like it, they are limited for now, and then I'll probably do a pre-order on the next batch. But right now, the ones I have are very limited in supply, so. What is the energetic alignment, please, Spirit? Anything else? All right. So we have deceiving, inflates value, false promise, and mockery. The reverse side of that is a real diamond. Okay. Then we have affectionate, joy-oriented, and then we got callous, the reverse of which is caring. Okay. That's quite a mix there. Bottom is spiritual ignorance, racks up karmic debt, and self-ownership on top. So faith and vulnerability would be the opposite of spiritual ignorance. Okay, faith and vulnerability. So Virgo, full picture. Overall energy with the energy alignment deck. I feel as if you made a promise in soul that you haven't kept. And I think you're potentially mocking a real diamond. Okay, like a real diamond. Not just in another person, but in yourself, right? That you're actually making a mockery of the actual diamond that you are. That you're not living up to your own true value. I think the challenge for you is affection and joy if you're in that shadow. These shadows are going to be particular for challenging placements like South Node. Okay. Chiron, Virgo, and things like that. Lilith in Virgo. Ceres in Virgo, right? Different things that are typically known to be wounded alignments. I think you're mocking your own value by being callous. By not having faith in vulnerability. I think you're once or if you allow yourself to face the music of the truth, whatever that is for you, face the truth of your real energy, like you know the best that you're capable of. Love-wise, right? You know the best that you're capable of. You've given it before. Probably to the wrong person. So if you're going to be joy-oriented and tune into that affection with the self, right? Because this is a heart chakra card that's green. There's two different colors for the heart chakra, green and pink. Green is for the self. Pink is for the outer experience, and it's harmony oriented. But this is showing this self affection, being kind to the self, loving the self, nurturing the self, allowing the self to receive affection from the outer, because you deserve that kind of affection, right? You deserve that touch. You deserve that sensual joy with the sacral chakra. The big thing is going to be owning your own energy, owning yourself, your own choices, because this is solar plexus work, and being determined to correct mistakes and get out of victim mentality, right? Ending being a hypocrite so that you can feel safe, so that you could feel safe in your reality and safe in the foundation that you're building. Because if you're denying your own worth and you're callous and those demons haven't been fought and defeated yet, then you're going to sabotage yourself out of safety, right? Every single time you go after being safe, if your shadows or demons are at play, you're going to end up back at square one. Your demons will always put you back at square one. So these shadows are important. You have to recognize your value. You have to know that you have given your best in love at some point in this life, and that maybe you just gave it to the wrong person. And so if you know what your best looks like, you have to be able to own that and give it to the right person, right? Give it to the right person. Someone who is reciprocal, someone who matches that vibration and gives it back to you, okay? Being joy-oriented. Because that's the overall alignment with this energy. You know, Ceres being in Virgo is the broken heart chakra. It's the maternal, feminine energy within the self, whether you're a male or a female. The maternal, nurturing energy within the self that feels like it can't give what it wants to give when it wants to give it. And gives the way it gives for what seems like a temporary amount of time, because then it returns to the shadow, right? And you lose it all over again. Because Ceres is tied to Demeter, right, as an archetypal energy. It's getting out of that cycle, right? It's getting out of that cycle, that wounded cycle. We have to make conscious choices to do these things. It doesn't just happen, right? Shadows don't just disappear. At some point, we make the conscious decision to let our shadows go. So this is what this is addressing. Now, with the tops and bottoms of the deck, we have the Page of Pentacles on bottom with the Seven of Cups on top, and the Eight of Pentacles on bottom with the Nine of Cups on top. Now, these two cards, the Seven of Cups in this particular deck, actually shows a masculine and feminine pointing off into the distance. The masculine's holding a map and the feminine is pointing at this tree floating off in the distance, right? And it's the family, right? The tree is indicative of the family and the home. And the home is not grounded, right? The family's not grounded. It's not rooted. It's in the air. It's up in the air. The family's up in the air. And the masculine, or the mind, right, is trying to figure out a way to get there. And the feminine's looking at it. And it's like so close and yet so far. The heart space, right, is depending on the masculine aspect or the mind to not be confused, which is what the Seven of Cups sometimes indicates, having too many options or too many choices, too many ways to get from point A to point B. Especially with different partners, right? And your heart is letting you know, like, there's only one tree that you really, really want, and it's up in the air right now. It's up in the air right now, and there may be confusion surrounding it. Mind you, we don't want to give our best energy to the wrong partner, right? Which is where the confusion is coming in at, because we're facing these shadows. The Page of Pentacles is about creating an offer, and there's owl wisdom on the card, and she's sitting on top of a dragon. She's sitting on top of a dragon with a coin and a light. Very hermit-esque. There's all these different faces. There's all these different faces around in the rocks. And they all have these really, like, creepy looking, they're creepy looking. They're all bug-eyed and mouth open. Like, they're whispering to you, like, don't make the same mistakes, right? Don't make the same mistakes that we did. People whose lives were set in stone. It might even be that mentality that needs to heal, because the Star card is under that. And the Ten of Swords is under that. Like, healing self-sabotage and settling for what you've got because the self hasn't been owned, right? Because that shadow exists of deceiving the self of your true value. Because that's a big coin that she's sitting with that dragon. And the dragon's asleep. And the value is high, right? That's a really big gold coin. If she curled up in a ball, she could fit inside the size of that coin. That's how big it is. So your value is big. And I think the mistake that you would make is accepting or pretending that you are locked into what is essentially a self-sabotaging or a self-betrayal situation where you are setting your future in stone instead of carving your own path and not following the footsteps of your parents. You know what I mean? Especially if your parents locked themselves into relationship dynamics and just said, well, I have to, I'm obligated. Well, I have to, this is the plan. Well, I have to, I made promises. And it's like, yeah, but sometimes when you follow your soul, you renege on things you said and you don't mean to. It's like, hey, I'm sorry. You know, and I love you and I wish I could make good on this promise or make good on my word with this, but my soul is really pulling me in this direction, and if you love me, I know you'll understand. You know, anybody who's not in alignment with you will get pissed when you're following your heart space, and if they are in alignment with you, they'll be glad that you're following your heart space, you're following your worth, right? That you're seeing yourself for the diamond that you are, and allowing yourself to be vulnerable, right? And receiving your value by being and projecting your value to people or energies that see it, right? Because it doesn't make sense to know your value and give it to someone who's not seeing it. It's like, oh, you're a diamond, whatever. Like, what do you mean, whatever? Like, diamonds are rare. Shit. Diamonds are forever. Like, what do you mean, whatever? Like, diamonds are forever. Diamonds think in that mentality of forever, you know. They look forward and plan the future in accordance to forever, not one day it'll fall apart, you know, because that's deceiving their value. If you don't know that you are worth forever, and you don't plan in alignment with forever, and you're planning on temporary, instant gratification, instant satisfaction type impulse stuff, you'd be missing the mark, right? Diamonds are forever. And they think in terms of forever mentality. They don't plan outside of, well, what if it falls apart? They just don't even plan that way. You know what I mean? They don't even plan for what if. They plan on forever because that's their mentality. And you are capable of that, right? You are capable of that vibration. Being the real diamond. You are capable of that vibration. It's the vibration that you're fighting or resisting, being in your value and looking at something like forever. You quitting too early and possibly settling on self-sabotage and putting your future in stone instead of self-owning and taking control of it. The clarifying energies, there's effort that needs to be made for the wish fulfillment. Because the 9 of Cups is the wish. And the 8 of Coins is due diligence. Like, there's efforts that need to be made. Virgoian energy. Like, there's definitely efforts that need to be made. You might need to see things from a higher perspective and fish around a little bit and feel it out with your intuition so that you can manifest what you want to manifest. Right, again, listening to spirit under that with the 8 of Wands and the Judgment card under that. Like, we have the 8 of Coins, the High Priestess, the Magician, and the 8 of Wands with the Judgment card. Like, you're going to have to make a judgment call based on your intuitive faculties, based off your own ability to manifest when you take the mask off. Right, when you take the mask off and you allow yourself to listen to spirit, when you allow yourself to believe in having your cake and eating it too. In the light aspects of things, right, you're going to have to make a judgment call. You're going to have to make a judgment call to get out of your own nightmare. Out of your own nightmare and the lack of result with things moving too slowly. Things moving too slowly with indecision, which would be your counter sign, right? The shadow of your counter sign, your polar sign, which is Pisces. Especially if you have Piscean placements. You can't be indecisive. You got to follow your soul, which would be the light of Pisces, right? High Priestess energy is the light of Pisces. Combining that with Mercurial energy, which is your ruling planet, the Magician. Right, I was talking about that at the beginning. Oppositions are there to help you integrate. We're definitely talking about a sacred soulmate that you have known in past lives and or have a history with them in this life. There's a history there. Your energies are entwined. There's that tree, right? That tree energy. It's mirrored here with the Lover's card, right? This energy wrapping around the tree. The tree that's over here. See, this soulmate, she's talking to the little red dragon. Okay, she's in the tower. It's very Rapunzel-esque. She's talking to the little dragon. The dragon has climbed up there to rescue her, to see what they could do about getting her out of the tower. Because the tree that is around this tower is barren. There's no leaves or fruits on this tree. And she's by herself, right? She's by herself. There's no masculine in this image like there is here. So something's missing in the soulmate dynamic. The masculine is missing. The masculine is missing. But their energies are entwined. Okay? They have a destiny, a family destination up in the air. It's floating up in the air somewhere. The Five of Wands is an inner conflict or competition with the Hermit card. So you could be conflicted within yourself, Virgo, because the Hermit is your card. You can be conflicted with your own shadow work because the Hermit goes into that retreat hermit mode to do shadow work in order to get into alignment with the soul, right? It's polar sign Pisces. I think you're conflicted about the past, and I think you might even be conflicted about the idea that maybe your sacred soulmate is aligned with someone else, that someone else is wrapped up in your tree with them or something. You got to realize your soul is much bigger than your egoic mind. And you guys can go round and round in circles all day, but eventually your soul will win out. It's just a matter of timing and whether or not that timing is going to be in time or too late. Because as much as we like to think that, you know, we have forever to do things, like Saturn's a bitch and it's like a clock that ticks. The Lover's card here is clarified by the Seven of Swords. So the Lovers here, they have this red thread theme in the card. And the feminine is wearing a crown, and there's two doves bringing the crown on a red thread to the masculine because the masculine's not wearing a crown. Like, the masculine's missing. It's the masculine that has not decided its value, right? The headspace and or the masculine counterpart. And someone's definitely spying. The masculine is fucking spying. You could see him peeking around the corner at the feminine. And she's holding a fish balloon, which is that Piscean energy. Like, she's connected to her soul. And the masculine is spying on her from behind. You see, I think they both want bliss. They both want the dream, this dreamy 10 of Cups energy, this deep under the water, you know, deep in the ocean, fish, you know, abundance, soul connection. They both want it. I think they're both consciously thinking about it with this big, like, light bulb that's going off. That's how I'm seeing it. They both want the same thing. But the feminine got off the merry-go-round. The feminine got off the merry-go-round. This is so interesting. Like, all the cards up top, like, these all have pairs, counterparts and pairs. Masculine and feminine. Embracing in each one, kissing and hugging and wrapped in each other in each one, and yet all the clarifying cards are the feminines by themselves. With the exception of the one where the masculine is spying. They both have the same dream. They both want this happy ever after dream with love. High value love, real diamond love, and the feminine got off the merry-go-round. The heart space had enough with the same old shit. Because you can't get to that kind of depth if you're up here on the surface riding the merry-go-round. The Seven of Wands, the spirit is very defensive or protective of the lover's energy, which is the tree, right? The feminine that blooms. The tree comes and blooms from the feminine. The tree is literally like her skirt and legs. Like, she's the one that's rooted. She got off the merry-go-round and rooted herself and started growing. And there's abundance here. There's knowledge and wisdom here with the apples all over the card. Like, it's raining wisdom here. Even if the rest of the world is barren, she's growing and full of life. I don't think I've ever seen a lover's card like that where there's only one counterpart on the card. If the masculine energy is up here, I think the masculine energy, instead of resisting the feminine or being defensive with the feminine, feeling the need to protect the self, right? They really do have to get vulnerable. Because she's not at war with him. She's going about her business. And right now, she's pinned. She's pinned to the Wheel of Fortune, which is essentially a target. She's pinned to it. It's almost like her fate, her destiny is up in the air because she got off the merry-go-round and the masculine's not there, right? Masculine has to go through the death process, which is the transformation. It's the Phoenix rising energy. It's the Phoenix rising. Masculine has to go through the scorpionic energy because right now, once the feminine got off the merry-go-round, once they walked forward, they got out of their tower, they went through the shadow work, and they moved forward in alignment with their soul. They're connected, right? That fish balloon, they're connected to their soul. They're going after the dream reality. They got off the merry-go-round and they're going after it, and they're growing it. They're growing it, and they're by themselves. The masculine is behind and or not present. Feminine got off the wheel. Well, off the merry-go-round. Technically, they're spinning on the wheel of fortune. Because if the masculine doesn't show up and go through the transformation, right, the scorpionic energy, I feel like her fate is up in the air with that tree. Because that kind of energy going after the dream bliss, the dream reality, the happy ending, like that kind of real diamond love, like if that's what they're aligned with, if that's what the heart space is aligned with, or the feminine counterpart is aligned with, that's what they're going to get. It's just a matter of with who. With who? Because someone put a pin in her. Someone put a pin in her. She was the butterfly. She evolved. The feminine evolved. The feminine evolved. And someone put a pin in her. And left her an open target. For what is essentially someone else to come in. I don't doubt the masculine energy is going through the transformation, but I said it's a matter of time. Is it going to be just in time, like in the nick of time, or is it going to be too late? Give me some more. Give me some more energy, please, Spirit. This is my own hand-drawn deck. I drew all the images on the cards. I've been having a lot of fun doing them too. I just added like 3 more today. What else do we need to know, please, Spirit? Pedestal. There's the diamond. The diamond is the soul, right? The soul that is forever. And putting that soul on a pedestal, not just the counterpart, but the self. The diamond within the self, and putting that value on the pedestal because the demon's on top, right? These shadows are trying to mock the fact that you want to put your best self forward. They're trying to tell you not to do it. Don't put your best self out there. Don't risk it. They're not a real diamond, and neither are you, right? The demons inside the head are telling you to be callous. They're mocking your value. You know what kind of love you're capable of. You know what kind of love someone else is capable of. And your demons are mocking you. It's not real. Love's not real. You're not worthy. You have no value. You're a piece of shit, whatever. And the nightingale is there on the bottom of the deck like saying, hey, can you hear me? because I start singing right before the dawn. Like, if this person is in the dark night with their demons, whoever we're talking about, the masculine energy is in the dark night with their demons, the nightingale is singing to let you know the dawn is close. Don't listen to your fucking demons. You're too close to the breakthrough. You're too close to the transformation. You're too close to the transformation. Don't forget your value. You learned your value with someone who didn't appreciate it. You learned it. Do not forget your value. Or the person who showed you that same value, that they have it. Like, take someone for face value, and if they're a diamond, they're a diamond. They probably deserve a fucking diamond, right? Double lovers cards. Sacred soulmate, 2 of cups, 10 of cups, 10 of coins. Like, this is probably the person you would marry. But you have to remember your best value and bring it forward. You have to think in terms of forever. There is no what if it fails. There is no what if it fails. There is only forever mentality. Definitively choosing your best value and telling whatever shadows that would have you deceive yourself that they can go kick off, because you're not going to forget what you're capable of or what someone else is capable of. That you would choose it definitively forever and not accept defeat. You only lose when you quit. You have to get in touch with the efforts that need to be made. And understand, if you're spying, it's because you want to know what's going on, because you don't want to get yourself hurt. You're spying because you want to reach out. You're spying. That's why people spy. They want to reach out, but they're afraid of getting hurt. And so they're trying to fish in the reality to see if it's safe. But your shadows will never tell you it's safe. Your shadows will tell you to make a mockery of it. Your shadows will tell you to stay callous. Don't be vulnerable. When the value is the value, and the face value reality is it is what it is, and time's ticking. Time is always fucking ticking. The feminine is on a fucking wheel here. The heart space. And or feminine counterpart. Who's going to get her off the wheel? Who's going to save her? Who's going to get her off that wheel? Who's going to take the pins out? Who's going to take the pins out and set her free? That's the question. Who's going to take the pins out? Because whoever takes the pins out and rescues her, quote unquote, rescues her, I forget what it's called, when like someone saves your life, then all of a sudden like you fall in love with them because they saved your life and whatever. It's like that mentality, like someone saved her soul, someone saved her value. Someone saw her value and took her off that wheel. The question is whether or not it's her past life soulmate, the sacred soulmate who wants to be there but is not there and is just spying, or if it's going to be someone new. That's the question. I'm nosy. What is the most likely outcome, Spirit, with that Wheel of Fortune? What is the most likely outcome? Not the outcome, because it's not written in stone, right? It's not written in stone. It's being thought about. It's not written in stone. But what is the most likely outcome? So if you don't like the most likely outcome, understand it is within your control, within your power to change it. And if you don't mind the outcome and you like it, well, kudos. What is the most likely outcome? With the Wheel of Fortune. What is the most likely outcome with the Wheel of Fortune? And that Death card. That Phoenix, that very clear Phoenix energy. Yes, they're Knight in Shining Armor is going to come in. Someone's going to rescue her. Someone's going to rescue someone is going to rescue the feminine. Most likely outcomes. Someone is going to rescue that feminine. A Knight in Shining Armor is going to see that heart space, that transformed butterfly on it. On that wheel. Yeah, 7 of Cups in the back face. 2 of Wands. That beautiful light stops them dead in their tracks. The back face of this particular 7 of Cups, like this side is confusion, not knowing what to choose. This side is very clear the only choice. It's like what they've been dreaming of the whole time when they've been on pause in their own nightscape, in their own shadow place. They've been dreaming of this heart space. And they see it, and all of a sudden it's just like, ah. Who's the Knight in Shining Armor? Someone who is putting the finishing touches on a soul contract in the Dark Knight. Okay, the 3 of Coins back face with the 9 of Swords. This person is coming out of their own anxiety, their own nightmare state with these make-believe swords, right? Because the swords aren't real. The nightmare's not real. The shadows are not real. This is someone who is putting the finishing touches on it, like the keystone, right? And the keystone that the masculine is holding here has the masculine triangle on the keystone. So the masculine is definitely coming forward and coming out of a dark night. We've got the King of Cups on top, someone who's emotionally very deep, and the Page of Pentacles again on bottom, someone who's seizing the opportunity. Someone who's been dreaming. All this night energy, someone who's been dreaming. Talking to someone telepathically. connecting with them in the astral. Someone's been dreaming of a very mature, emotional masculine. Emotionally matured masculine. This is someone who sees the value of their love, right? They don't just give it to anybody. And they've been dreaming of this feminine energy that's glowing inside the Seven of Cups, and they are going to see her there. They're going to see the heart space. Clarify the Nine of Swords. Yeah, this is someone who's done fighting. There's nothing left to fight in their shadow. There's nothing left to fight in their subconscious. There's no demons left. The Seven of Wands. And this person's alone. They feel like they've been striking out and rolling snake eyes. They feel like they have no home or have no place. And so they're inspired, divinely inspired to just move forward. There's nothing left to do. There's all nighttime cards. There's nothing left to do. It's just a matter of choosing it. The Two of Coins is a choice. The twos are always a choice. And it's this reality or that reality. And something divinely moves that masculine energy forward. Knight of Swords. Someone's going to communicate. And they've got burdens. They've got burdens. But they're moving forward. They're moving towards the light, right? They're moving towards the light. That Three of Wands is about taking the journey, and the Six of Swords is about forward, and it's a masculine and a feminine. And she's holding the cup of love. It's like the gift that the masculine has given her. So someone's moving forward. Someone has chosen a reality with the feminine to get out of their dark night, to come out of their cave. To come out of their cave. It's their darkness. They're leaving their darkness and choosing the light, this orb light, this dream. Yeah, Phoenix energy. They're going through the transformation. And they're looking at the dawn. They're going to receive their dream reality that they want. And it is very mysterious because the King of Cups showed up on the deck, but there's no court cards that have flown out outside of the Knight of Cups. So, I mean, it could be someone with significant water energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. And someone with potentially significant earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Virgo could be your own energy that's receiving. You could be receiving the feminine. Receiving the feminine when you recognize to receive your own value and claim your own value. Own your choices. Own your choices. Dictate your own thoughts. Not allowing your shadow to dictate your thoughts, your demon to dictate your thoughts, right? But to actually see your worth and the value of another. And allow it to transform. Like give the wheel a spin. See if see if it's your lucky day kind of thing. Like you might have to test it out. There's definitely a knight in shining armor energy coming in for the feminine on the Wheel of Fortune. Because they're in butterfly mode and they don't deserve to be pinned to that wheel. And someone sees it. They see their value and it makes them nervous. It makes them nervous. They see the value of the feminine and it makes them nervous. It triggers all kinds of anxiety, but they don't want to let it go. They don't want to let someone else take her. The feminine jumps off that merry-go-round and she's free. She is up for grabs. Someone sees the value and despite their fears will not let that opportunity, that diamond, will not let it pass them by. To the so much so that they literally come out of their cave and look to the dawn. They're ready. They're literally putting the finishing stone, the keystone in place. And they're going to give the feminine the cup. The cup, the Ace of Cups. Right here. She's holding the Knight's cup. Take it as it resonates, guys. A feminine is up for grabs and someone's coming to the rescue. It's just a matter of who. Because someone's going to see the value. Point blank period. Someone's going to see that value and put it on a pedestal. They're going to put it on a pedestal. They're going to end up being forever. Whoever this Knight of Cups is, that's coming through, King of Cups energy, whoever it is, they're coming through with forever mentality. Yeah, they're coming through. And I think they're really fucking excited, to be fair. Because that Two of Coins, the choice, they're holding it up and the infinity is level, it's balanced, and everybody is looking and it's dawning, it's all dawn up there. And they're dancing in the square like they're showing off, they're showing everybody the alignment. They've got nothing left to fight in their darkness. Whoever came out on top definitely came out on top. Whatever these shadows were, someone slayed them. Someone slayed them and went through the transformation and scooped that feminine up. Well, at least they're going to. Because I don't actually feel like that happened yet. I feel like that's what's happening with the energies. Whenever this message catches you in divine time, just know that this is coming. That's getting scooped. All right. I love you guys. I will see you next time. Bye.